Okay everyone, so we've done 4 stretch and folds, and the next phase that we're going to do is lamination. To do this, I've cleaned my counter and I'm going to very lightly wet it because I don't want my dough to stick on the counter, because I'm going to open it up right now very wide. But I'm also not adding too much water because I don't want it to be sliding off. So really just a very thin coat. I just wet my hands and then smeared it all over my counter. Here's my dough after it's been rested. And the purpose of doing lamination is actually if you want to add ingredients into your dough. I'm not going to do a window pane test right now because the lamination is kind of like a very big window pane test. So I'm just releasing it from my bowl. And so if you would like to add anything to your dough, basically, like nuts or seeds or dried tomatoes, cheese, many different things, doing it through lamination is really a good way to do it. You might be able to notice already there are a few little bubbles, gas bubbles in here. I don't really want to punch these out, but I do want to kind of very carefully open my dough. So I'm just tucking my hands underneath and from the middle, pulling it slightly and letting it rest. I'm going to do this down here as well. Okay, so now I have more dough in the edges and I can just kind of pull these. And because I've only very lightly wetted my surface, it doesn't slide off. It does stick a little bit, but I'll still be able to remove it. So it's very easy for me to open it, and I'm going to try to do this very gently. I don't want my dough to rip at all. I don't want to pull out too many gas bubbles here. Okay, this is not like a really thin lamination that we're looking for, not at all. We just want to stretch it a little bit, because this is also a good indication for us to see that our dough is very flexible and stretchable, that the gluten has developed well. And the bubbles show us the fermentation is working. So lactobacteria is actually developing gases in there. Do you see all these little bubbles here? Maybe like this. So this is more than enough. So if I would like to sprinkle anything on this right now, I would. If you're not going to add anything to your bread, you don't have to do this step. For our workshop, I would advise you to do it so you can practice it. But it also, for me, adds another kind of layer of strength to the dough. So I'm gonna fold it right now in thirds. Like so. And then another time into thirds. And at the end, I like to give it a little bit of a push like this. So it's beautiful, nice and round. And from this point onwards, I'm going to move it to a ball. If you've already been working in a bowl, just continue to do that. I'm moving it to a bowl because our next phases are going to be coil stretch and folds, and I would like to have something a bit wider to work with. I like to cover this with a shower cap. Very handy. I'm going to leave this for another 30 minutes to an hour and get back to you soon. Good luck.